another beautiful French composer. Music, it's a storytelling process. So musicians, pianists, violinists, name all musicians, we always tell ourselves we are storytellers to the composers before us. So if we can express the piece and people understand that piece, you did a good job. It has been a journey for me throughout the whole life. Though it was not my main calling at this, when I finished school, it was just uncertain. And then, let's say I had got lots of mentors, and my lucky star was there. My teacher actually said, why not you pursue music? And I said, okay, that's something very interesting. So I said, all right, let's do it. Let's say I was very lucky and also very blessed that my surroundings, the people that's around me, has always encouraged me to develop my music. Okay, the struggle comes in when you are learning and it gets more difficult. Everybody else knows that. When you come to a platform and it gets more difficult, you want to give up. Okay, so this is why I like to coin this: talent is a gift. Okay, however, grit gives you perseverance. That's a trait. So if you have both, I think that will take you far. Okay, if you have one, only the talent, but without hard work, it's just going to be there as it is. It's not going to go any further. I started off with the Yamaha Junior Music course. That's 4 years old, and 2 years down the road, we have to decide on, do we do the piano or the electron or other instruments. So we did with the most conventional Asian parent. Let's start with the piano, and it went about a year, two, and then I would say my idol, my electron idol, Sensei Masashi Takano, known as Max Takano now. He came down his maiden voyage to Kuala Lumpur and he did a concert on the electron. And that started me like, wow, that's an instrument that I would also want to venture into. So I had both piano and electron simultaneously. And then with the first experience of a classical concert, and I think it was in Singapore, and I was befixed with violin, and I said, okay, let's go into violin also, and and then yeah, it became like part of my routine where I have these three instruments next to each other, and it has shaped me where I have to find three separate sessions to practice on three different instruments. People do ask me, what is my favorite instrument out of the three? I don't play favoritism. I think all three has got its own uniqueness. So I enjoy all three on its separate occasions. So I would think that what has actually guided me through all this while, I would say the piano has given me the platform, and the electron show me the expression and the diversity of music. And as for violin, the discipline and the commitment that a violinist needs in order to be successful. So it has opened up many doors. So at that time of the turn of that century, I was quite at the point where I said, do I do teaching, pedagogical? Do I do performance-based? Do I pick composition? Then that was one of it. And then when I came back to Malaysia, my friend, the parents, the family owns a watch company, and they wanted to do a watch show, and then they said, can we engage you to come up with the music? And I'll be like, okay, I have one. Does this work? And they said, perfect. Yes, I would always tell my student, you have to listen to your heart. Young musicians or children, I would say it's like Pandora's box. You just need to open them up. Okay? You get the good and you get the bad. However, we pick on what is their strength, and you'll be surprised that many young people did not know that music was actually in them until they discover them in their teens. The term underground music happens in the late 60s and the 70s, where people express themselves out of the society. They go underground, they go into the garage. That's where the garage band happens, because their family may not be supportive, okay, but yet it's an expression. They want to play out, okay, and they may come in the teens, maybe late young adults, as they slowly group, and then they find, hey, I like to do this. So this is where they express themselves, okay, and in a team where they actually support each other. As musicians, we always tell people, don't just learn music, surround yourself in music. The opportunity is so wide these days, concerts are easily accessible, maybe an aeroplane flight away, okay, but I think it's a want or a need that comes into play now. A lot of parents want their children to learn music, but without the correct exposure environment, nothing is going to happen. That's why there's many great musicians out there don't actually have a professional music learning. They were never music students, but they became a good musician because of their interests, and then they just express them. I think I would see myself moving towards movies, soundtrack, theatre. So John Williams was the first few people that I was so much in love with. His compositions were like mind-blowing, spellbinding. He brought like Superman, Star Wars, Jurassic Park. That was like wow. We all know the Electron is known as a one-man band. He could be an orchestra, classical orchestra. He could also be a jazz 5-piece band. He could also turn into a rock concert. Yeah, so the diversity of the Electron gives you that platform of, wow, I want to move to that genre. I will say I play lots and lots of French composers, okay? Because France had like the biggest and the richest moment, okay? I think that was where arts became, the French painters came in, like Monet and Renoir. They came in and they paint beautiful artwork. And musicians at that time, people like Eric Satie, Debussy, Maurice Ravel, and all this Fauré, they came in at that time, and music took a different change. If you were to follow the evolution of music, you will realize at that period of time, music has turned so mesmerizing. Okay, I think music is therapeutical, okay, and that's where the music therapy, music psychology has moved in. And I am a very attached kind of person, emotionally attached. So I realized that music therapy and psychology, it's a little bit difficult on my side, because to be so much involved with the patient, we're dealing with young children, 6 to 8 years old with leukemia. A lot of them goes through so much pain. So I tell, maybe music therapy is just not my calling. I shall just do education, because I get to deal with young children as well, and hopefully that will inspire them, to express and to, enjoy music, and that heals the soul. Yes. Music has always been part of me since 4. And it has never dawned to me that I would have done anything else. And if it's not for music, I would have gone on the path where visual art is. So if you were to study music, you'll be surprised that art is part of our study, a module that is simultaneously going hand in hand. And of course, socialism comes at the bottom, where we learn about society, what's happening at that time. So it's all 3 layers that gives you that a concrete learning of how music, art, and human has evolved in time. My name is Kevin Coyd. I'm born and raised in Klang, and I've been learning music since, well, I can't even remember, maybe 4 years old. Okay, so it's been a lifetime journey, and I'm quite happy to say that.